So there are two phones that I actually recommend to everyone under 30,000 rupees. There's the Nothing Phone 1 and the Pixel 6a. Now, one thing that both of these phones are kind of lacking is flagship grade performance. And that's where this comes in. This is the flagship phone that launched in India last year at rupees 50,000. And right now it's available for rupees 29,999. That's a price cut of 20,000 rupees. Now this is the Moto Edge 30 Pro. And I think at 30K, this is just an insane deal. Let me show you why. So first up, let's compare the Edge 30 Pro to other phones in the 30K segment. And you can see that the Moto phone has its advantages. The Edge 30 Pro has a high-quality 144Hz OLED, when most phones in the segment have 120Hz AMOLED displays, and it's not a big difference. But compared to the 60Hz display on the Pixel 6a, this is actually much better, and the Edge 30 Pro display is actually good. The Edge 30 Pro also has a 60-megapixel front camera, and I know megapixels don't matter, but this takes sharp and detailed selfies. But more importantly, this can shoot 4K videos, which is not something any phone can do in this price range. Not even the Pixel 6a, not even the Nothing Phone 1. Then comes the charging. This phone comes with wireless charging and reverse wireless charging support, and yes, the Nothing Phone 1 brings this too, but none of the other phones pack this feature under 30K. The Edge 30 Pro also has a bigger battery when compared to the Nothing Phone 1 and Pixel 6a, and it comes with a fast 68-watt charger in the box. I know it's not a 120-watt charger like some of the other phones, but hey, at least it comes with a charger, and it's a PD charger, which is always good to have. The Edge 30 Pro also has a USB 3.1 port when almost every phone comes with a USB 2.0 port. I know it's not a big deal, but the small details matter. Now all of this is great, but the biggest reason why this is a great value for money phone at 30K is because this has flagship specs from last year that are kind of unbeatable under 30K. See, there's Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 8GB LPDDR5 RAM, 128GB UFS 3.1 storage. I mean, these are great specs at 30K. And just look at the benchmark scores of the Edge 30 Pro, Nothing Phone 1, Pixel 6a. The Edge 30 Pro is easily the most powerful phone out of the lot in this price range. If you think about it, the Edge 30 Pro is practically the cheapest 8 Gen 1 phone you can buy, because other 8 Gen 1 or even 8 Plus Gen 1 phones start at 40,000 rupees. See, the Edge 30 Pro is just a great value for money phone at 30K because it is also a good looking phone with a matte glass back. There's also no big chin on the front. It's got a comfortable design with the IP54 rating, and it's got features like stereo speakers, all the 5G bands required in India. But there are two big doubts. One, the reputation of Moto cameras not being very good. Second, 8 Gen 1. Now, if you remember, 8 Gen 1 phones had a lot of throttling issues, right? Well, actually, the Moto Edge 30 Pro was one of the few phones to actually do well in our ultimate throttling test last year. It was the second best phone overall. And we tested things again, and the phone did pretty well. Now, the phone does get hot on intensive gaming, hitting 45 degrees in games like Genshin Impact. But unlike a lot of phones which kind of dim the brightness or just kill games because they can't handle it, this has no such issues. I mean, I've used this phone in the past as my daily driver and it was very good. Gaming is also very nice, and the fact that this does get hot sometimes does result in frame drops, sometimes in rare scenarios, but it shouldn't be a big deal for most people. Now, coming to the other question, on paper, the Edge 30 Pro does have some good camera specs. I mean, this has a 50-megapixel main camera with OIS, 50-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens, and the phone does take some good shots. We compared it to the Nothing Phone 1, and the verdict is actually very simple. The Nothing Phone 1 just takes more natural shots, and it also has better details most of the time, so I prefer the Nothing Phone 1. But the thing is, the Edge 30 Pro isn't bad, not bad at all. In fact, if you like boosted, maybe more social media friendly photos, you will like the Edge 30 Pro. I also found the Edge 30 Pro's camera to be faster in taking photos. I mean, the Nothing Phone 1 shutter lag is not something I'm a fan of. Look, here's how I would sum up the Edge 30 Pro cameras. These are not the best cameras in this price segment. There's obviously this, there's this, but the cameras here are fairly good and very good if you consider Moto standards. Reputation. That apart, there is one question around the Edge 30 Pro. See, this is a phone that launched with Android 12 last year, and it's still in 2023 stuck to Android 12, and that's bad, but also kind of a good thing. Let me explain. Look, it's good because Android 12 here is clean and nice. It's very good, especially because we've seen Android 13 on Moto phones bring bloatware and ads. So yeah, this is good. Now, this is bad because this was supposed to get 2 Android updates, so it will only go to Android 14, and it still hasn't received Android 13, and it's Motorola, so you don't know when these updates will ever arrive. Look, all said and done, the Moto Edge 30 Pro at 29,999 is just an awesome deal, even with its cons, because the positives in this phone make this a better option than a lot of other phones in the sub 30K price segment. See, I would still suggest you to get the Nothing Phone 1 or the Pixel 6a if you want better cameras and faster, better updates. But other than that, this is just great value for the price, especially for the power this brings. Now, right now, this phone is at 29,999, but the prices have been fluctuating for this phone, so make sure to take advantage of this deal while you can. So you know what, share this video with people who have been looking for a great flagship level phone under 30k, and comment below what you think of the Moto H30 Pro under 30k. Comment below.